Bill O'Reilly and Elisabeth Hasselbeck are going to basically explain these. First, O'Reilly is livid about
Elisabeth Hasselbeck
is the Fox and Friends new anchor. She used to be on The View. Ben, where was she before that?
I don't know. I think her journalism background was.
Was it Cornell?
I think it was
Syracuse.
Survivor University.
Oh, Survivor.
That's right.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's interesting.
So we're clear.
Okay. So, but it's Fox News.
Fox News.
Okay, so we're going to get to her in a second, but first, O'Winey.
But I think you and I both know that something has to give with the president taking a beating in the polls and the Republican Party taking a beating and the Democrats in general on the run. And nowhere has the public vented its anger more than in the military family situation. Now today, Harry Reid says that his Senate vote wasn't necessary. I think Reid's a real villain, by the way. I mean, I think this man is villainous. I don't think he's looking out for the country. I think he's a rank partisan. I don't think he wants what's best for the American people. He wants to break the Republican Party, and he'll do anything to do it. But he said, hey, you know, we really didn't need this, but he was under such pressure that he had to have the vote, so it was. This is about leadership. Where's Chuck Hagel? Have you seen Chuck around? Where is he? Where? Well, what interview has he done? Where is he? Where is this man? The Department of Defense Secretary. Where is he? This guy should be fired immediately. He has no right to be there. He's lost all credibility with the military. Get out of here. You see, this is what drives me crazy. They're not leaders. These aren't leaders. It's not his job to stonewall. Look, Hagel, Carney, all of them. Go. You don't want to serve the people? Go. You can make a lot of money in the private sector. You know, I'm tired of this. I'm sorry I got a little out of hand, but I am really hot about this. I want these weasels to knock it off.
Bill, remember how I said every comedy duo has a straight man?
Yes.
For those people listening who don't have video, who didn't get to see, that was Brit Hume, with his patented smirk rictus, you know, his face frozen in smirk setting, and not able to get a word in edgewise. This is Dean Martin couldn't have done a better straight man job for Bill's crazy routine.
So Bill's awesome because he says things like villainous.
Yes.
Right?
Villainous.
Like Harry Reid. I mean, like you can call him a lot of things.
Rank partisan.
Well, he is, but he's the majority leader for the Democrats.
Yeah.
That's his job, is to be a rank partisan.
Yes.
Right? As a lot of these politicians, I believe, Mitch McConnell is not a rank partisan. Okay, but villainous for Harry Reid.
He's also a mild-mannered guy. I mean, we're not looking at Cruella de Vil here, you know. I mean, we're talking about a very reasonable, soft-spoken
or even a kooky
guy. But you know, on the substantive issue, I mean, what we've seen over and over again, and we saw it with Randy Neuberger, or whatever his name is, who berating the park ranger. I'm sure you ran that video.
Yeah.
Yes.
That what we see over and over again is that the Republicans want to be rescued from the consequences of their own behavior.
Bingo.
They want to shut down the government and then have the Democrats say, but it's okay, we'll protect the nice park so that nobody gets mad at you Republicans. We'll figure out a way to make all those people work for free so that you don't suffer. Or we'll protect the military commissaries and keep them open so that nobody thinks that you're screwing the troops, Republicans, just because you're screwing the troops, and on and on and on. So that's what they want. They're furious if they're not protected.
So there's two parts of this, right? Number one is they just want their priorities, and so if food stamps, welfare, Head Start gets cut, they're like, great. We never wanted to educate poor kids anyway. We certainly didn't want to feed them. That's just, they view that as, that's our money. Good, they're not getting our money. But we love the military. We love the aggressive wars that we launched for no reason, et cetera, et cetera. So now, that's why I'm calling him a whiny here, because all of a sudden he's like, please bring back the government. I love all those government workers in the military. You want to talk about big government. The military is as big government as it gets, but they love their portion of the government. They just want to shut down the portion that helps you.
That helps people.
But
right.
you know, was that last night?
Yeah.
From O'Reilly? Well, it was over last night then, because that was out of character for Bill O'Reilly. Sort of that was a grabbing at stuff, Bill O'Reilly. That didn't strike me as in any way the same sort of, incredibly partisan, but shrouded in this everyman reasonability that he's able to come up with. I mean, first of all, what did Chuck Hagel do? Like Chuck Hagel's like,
He worked for Barack Obama. That's what Chuck Hagel did. And he was against the Iraq War, and he was vocal about it.
But I mean,
he was a war hero.
But usually when Bill O'Reilly lies, he manages to couch it in one little fact that he can. But here he was like, the Democrats are on the run.
On the run.
On the run. Like he's just completely.
Reality is just backwards.
Right.
I know. I think Ben's right, because I think even his audience, like, wait, the Democrats are on the run?
Right.
Is that? Are you sure, Bill?
Right.
I mean, the folks at home want to believe you, Bill, but you seem like you're a little bit at a loss here.
And granted, we edited around the Brit Hume responses, but still, Brit Hume was like, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what I'm supposed to talk about. I don't know what I'm here for.
He was saying to himself, just hold the smirk as long as you can.
He calls Chuck Hagel to resign? Like, what are you talking about, dude?
So, and I love that question. Where is Hagel? Where is Hagel? He's at the Pentagon. He's in his office doing his job. Okay. So I don't know what Hagel's supposed to say about defunding Obamacare. Okay. So, and yes, by the way, we, the Democratic Party, progressives more importantly, would like to fund the military. We'd like to make sure that they get their benefits because they did their service, and we're the biggest believers that you got to make sure you deliver for them. As by the way, Republicans have over and over tried to cut benefits after the guys come back home, right? So we believe that, but we believe in the entire government. That's why we didn't want to shut it down. You shut it down, Bill. So what is it that they object to? What is it about the government they don't like? Well, that's where we get into Elisabeth Hasselbeck, John Stossel, the other part of Fox News. Let's watch.
Do these folks really need welfare?
Cable TV?
Yeah.
How many channels?
101.
How many?
101. Play games on it mostly.
Game player, video player?
Yeah, I play video games.
You have a cell phone?
Yeah, of course I do.
John Stossel asking that question and exposing the ugly side of entitlements.
John Stossel talked to one welfare recipient who seemed to think, that is to say, the government had all the answers.
Give us more jobs and more opportunities for those less fortunate.
Government should just create a job.
Create jobs, yeah, create more jobs.
More food stamps?
More food stamps.
More welfare?
More welfare.
A lot more everything.
You can see it with the war on poverty, how it created dependency. I mean, look at this.
All right.
They can proudly say, Lyndon Johnson, we wage war on poverty, we create welfare. Poverty goes down for the next 6 years. But look at before it started. Americans were lifting themselves out of poverty. Welfare continued that, and then progress stopped and has gone up and down since then. We taught people to be dependent.
You know, there were a number of people on the right who said, look, everybody's going to vote for Barack Obama because he's giving away so much free stuff.
Maybe, and we all get free stuff. I mean, I'm getting Medicare now. That feels like free stuff.
Way to go. You earned it.
You earned it.
Unlike those blacks and Latinos you just talked to, you earned it.
You earned it. Oh, okay, they didn't earn, because one of them dared to have a cell phone. And by the way, you can get a cell phone for $40.
But that guy said, I want a job. Give me a job. I'll earn it. I'll contribute to society. Give me a job. That guy's not saying I want welfare. He's saying I want a job.
Oh, you want government to solve your problems. You want government to solve your problems. Like it did in the 30s, and like it did in the 40s, and like it did in the 50s, and the 60s, and the 80s. Oh, you want that.
But
like it did for John Stossel's father, probably.
And they laugh at the government creating jobs. That's crazy. What would they do? Like build bridges, or like highways, or like teach kids, or like rescue them from burning buildings?
Or have
that's crazy.
Or have a military,
or invade Iraq.
John Stossel also fed the guy the answers.
Yes.
I mean, the guy's like, I want government to create jobs. So you want government to create jobs? He's like, yes. You want more welfare? The guy's like, yeah, more welfare. I don't know. I guess I'm just repeating what you say at this point.
Yeah. I mean, that was classic leading the witness.
It was the most leading the witness ever. I mean, basic TV reporting.
Right. We should have more welfare. Government should create more jobs. Yeah, John Stossel. Yes, to everything you said and then some. Because we know historically that works, and your bullshit has failed every time we've tried it. So let's go back to what worked.
That thing he put up,
he had a chart.
The chart he put up.
And it was handheld.
And he misread it right in front of, did he not misread? He goes, look, people were getting themselves out of poverty. No, they weren't. It was way up here.
Right before the arbitrary year that he disclaimed, whenever Johnson, 65, I guess, for the war on poverty.
Yeah. 59.
See, it was already sort of slightly going down.
Oh, so it was already slightly.
No, but poverty was sky high.
Sky high.
But now it's way lower.
But number one,
it went way down.
The war on poverty wasn't the first anti-poverty measure this country passed.
No, it was the only thing we've ever done.
Right, It was an isolated event. Secondly, poverty numbers do fluctuate somewhat, but that chart clearly shows, if you spread that chart out a little bit, you'd see average poverty fluctuating up here and then fluctuating down here until they broke the economy in 2008.
But RJ, correct me if I'm wrong, the idea of the war on poverty, yes, it's nice to say we wanted to lift people out of poverty. There's another thing we wanted to do was make lives of people who live in poverty a little more bearable. That's a part of it too. It's not. Yeah, you know what? Some people people aren't going to get out of poverty, but here's maybe what they won't be while they're in poverty: hungry.
And in the rest of that segment, Elisabeth Hasselbeck talking about they drain their ability to work by giving them all this stuff, and she talks about how some of them have air conditioning, how dare they,
air
right?
conditioning.
Right, air conditioning, and some of them have TVs, and so obviously we're wasting the welfare of the food stamps. It's like they're saying okay, look, Bill O'Reilly seething mad about the military, we can't conduct any wars. Give me wars, right? And on the other side, they're feeding the people, eat dirt. We don't care about that. I mean, they're right there encapsulated in those two different segments is a perfect example of Republican priorities, right? We just want the government for the big war machine and to actually help human beings, get them jobs, etc. Don't give a damn. In fact, we'll mock them for it.